good evening and welcome yet again to CBC Business Outlook. Today, it's the 16th day of September 2019. To me, it's good news because business is progressing and we're getting to the end of the year. And we'll still be doing more reviews later on. But right now, I'm your host, Jimmy Kanasha, and we'll be right back after this. This is CBC Business Outlook. We'll get straight to our first story, and we're talking insurance today, where the Insurers Association of Zambia, IAZ, is saying they're set to hold the 2019 Insurance Week that's running from the 16th to the 20th of September this week, which has been held in the last 7 years. This year's Insurance Week is under the theme Raising Insured Generation, and the Pensions and Insurance Authority, PIA, says that it is aware of some of the challenges that range from genuine complaints of unfair treatment of customers, not being aware of the scope of cover for their product, to failure to read the fine print or jargon at the back of the cover notes. Now, the PIA acting registrar, Titus Nkwale, further says that there are also disputes on claim payouts due to non-availability of policy wordings that would have spelt out terms and conditions. Unnecessary delays in getting a claim settled is also another frustrating factor that's faced by some of these policy holders. And he further said that in order to respond to these challenges, the authority has created a new unit called Market Conduct. This unit will help with treatment of customers fairly and resolve some of these challenges. But we have more in this report with Joseph.
Emanating from a low insurance uptake by the general citizenry, in the past years, the insurance industry has since been recording steady growth. In 2018, the industry recorded an overall increase of 16% in terms of gross written premium, GWP. In quantum, GWP increased to 3,183 kwacha from 2,739 kwacha recorded in 2017. General insurance business accounted for 1,908 kwacha in 2018 as compared to 1,797 kwacha in 2017, whilst long-term insurance business accounted for 1,275 kwacha in 2018 compared to 941.6 million kwacha in 2017. This growth was necessitated by several initiatives such as Insurance Week awareness held every year in September. This year's Insurance Week is held under the theme Raising an Insured Generation. The Pensions and Insurance Authority, PIA, acting registrar Titus Nkwale, notes that the theme is befitting with regards to promoting financial literacy and wise financial decision making, especially amongst pupils and students.
When that bill sees the light of day in Parliament, they need to create by law a third category of insurance called micro insurance. Okay, but that window of micro insurance gives again a huge potential for uptake and growth, because by nature it is not necessarily small scale insurance, but it is insurance targeted at small or relatively smaller risks and large numbers of risks pulled together so that it can also make business sense to the underwriter. So it's insurance that is sold or bought by low-income earners and groupings in that sector of the economy. Agriculture and especially rural finance will be the greatest beneficiary of this type of insurance. But even before the insurance bill comes into place, under the current legal framework, we have been trying to see how microinsurance can be supported. And so, for instance, under farmer input support programs in these two successive farming seasons, there was a component of insurance against drought and low yields. And we are very happy to see that it's 1 million plus of the farmers that were on that scheme.
And the Insurers Association of Zambia, IAZ President Ponkoma, notes that it is important for a developing nation such as Zambia to plan for different risks that threatens the financial stability and the economic gains.
Some people would suggest that we would rather set aside spending on insurance during challenging economic times. But we need to understand that financial vulnerability is all the more reason to obtain insurance. For example, a new business needs more financial protection, not less. If a fire destroys their stock, they may not have the finances to start again. It is better to secure a house with insurance rather than bear the cost of rebuilding if a flood causes damage. The same can be said about health and medical challenges. Insurance is a practical form of financial protection that will guard us against excessive expenditure when misfortunes strike.
Meanwhile, there are currently 35 members of the Insurers Association of Zambia. Joseph Tamaribanda, CBC News.
This is CBC Business Outlook. Now we go to other stories as the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA, Executive Secretary Vera Songwe has also said that the African continent has all the prerequisites for rapid economic transformation in the next decade. She said that the importance of the digitalization and digital economy in driving growth and structural transformation, as well as optimizing fiscal performance in Africa, cannot be overstated. This optimism is reflected in the massive potential of the Zambian logistics sector. The industry is primed to increase revenue from opportunities that arise out of digital transformation. Most local distribution businesses are primarily transportation of goods, from mining companies, agricultural products, or general freight. In addition, there is a need for the transport of imported or exported goods for use locally or in neighboring countries. Now, this leads to a lot of moving parts that have to be optimized. Companies, for example, need to actually have healthy fleet, or rather, well, let's just call them fit vehicles, which actually has to be close enough to where goods need to be collected and delivered to beat the competition in terms of rates. And at a recent event that was hosted, the Sador Zambia office in Lusaka, Jason Kazilimani, the CEO of KPMG, and the president of the Zambia Institute of Chartered Accounts, Zika, spoke about how important it is that the Zambian industry transforms in order for it to move with the times and remain sustainable. The growth of opportunity or threat of globalization also needs to be considered, with many international businesses wanting to expand into Africa. These competitors will actually either enter the Zambian marketplace with effective digital systems in place already and making them a more competitive option than local suppliers. It also then becomes essential for local businesses to control costs, keep the prices down, and offer market-related fees. And it therefore becomes a priority to know where costs are coming from and whether saving is possible. To ensure growth, the local industry needs to remain competitive by embracing digital transformation. Zambian logistics businesses that use SAP Business One, such as Juba Transport and AM Motors, have also shown how profitable it can be to move to the right integrated system. Now, both have been able to automate workflows, increase efficiency, and get an accurate real-time overview, as well as valuable insights into their businesses. And also, Mr. Muchelemba further stated that previously Juba Transport used 3 different systems in order to manage the finance, transport operations, and maintenance parts of their business. This also involved a lot of paperwork and expense. Now they have access to real-time real-time information, and they know when permits need to be renewed. They can also schedule maintenance of vehicles and can track all expenses and the progress of deliveries and more. Also, as logistics is a very specialized industry, it is important to choose the right partner to help you invest in digitalizing your business. And the right partner is one who has the right experience in that industry and already understands the challenges of the type or your type of business. And it's not enough for a service provider to know the software system. They need to understand the industry in order to properly hold your hand, and much, much more. But also, it's very vital to involve logistics bodies, for example, the Logistics Management Board, as well as the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport here in Zambia and the rest of the world. This is CBC Business Outlook. Now, the African Union Commissioner for Trade, Albert Mudenda Muchanga, says that free trade across Africa's borders will begin by the end of June or beginning of June 2020. He said that following the ratification of the instrument by member states,